this Friday marks the beginning of the quiet Olympic Games in Tokyo. And of course, I have made a few videos about our outstanding eligibles who are trying to cheat their way to glory. And I don't want to leave out, even though it's not the Olympics, but the Paralympics, I don't want to leave out this dude by the name of Valentina Petrillo. And yes, he gave an interview, this was back in June, and he said, better to be a slow, happy woman than a fast, unhappy man. But of course, a slow, happy woman, in his case, is basically a fast man. And his disability, you might say, is that he's visually impaired. But he's openly cheating. He's made history, and hopefully he becomes history. It said here he becomes the first openly cheating man to compete at the Paralympics. For the visually impaired Italian, selection for the national squad would be a dream come true, but he says he understands why other athletes may have doubts and questions. Well, at least he understands it, and apparently a few days ago, 24 Italian female athletes take action against this cheater. And it says here, the sportswomen, including Christina Sinoli and Denise Newman, beaten by Valentina Petrillo, a male athlete, claim to be deprived of fair competitions in violation of the Equal Opportunities Code. And they write to Minister Bonetti and Undersecretary Vazzali, no answer so far. They're probably not going to get any answer. It's going to be too late to do anything, of course. I mean, it's only the games, and presumably the Paralympics are going on at about the same time. So it's too late to do anything. But they're making a stand. It'd be better if they walked and refused to compete with him. But at least they're making a stand. I wish they would do this with the weightlifting and with the archery and with the BMX competitions. That's at least 3. Oh, and also that whether it's the 10,000 meters or whatever it is, where our friend, that Neon Saba, Frank, that so-called intersex critter, he's going to be competing in that. And of course, he's not expected to do well, but it's the fact that he robbed a woman of competition. But anyway, I thought this was interesting, that at least it's not going unnoticed that this guy is cheating. And of course, the BBC is, carries water for any of the trans mob or the cross-dressers or the cheaters. And it says here, I'm happy as a woman, and running as a woman is all I want. I couldn't ask for more. Well, you're not running as a woman, you're running as a man. You're a cheater. I've got a fire inside me that pushes me, an emotional strength. Obviously, my body's not what it was at 20 when I was at my peak, but my happiness pushes me to go further, to go beyond limits. So see the pattern here this year. We have these guys that are all washed up. They're too old to compete against elite males, whether it's Paralympics or whether it's the regular Olympics. They're too damn old. They're over the hill. But they figure they could get that glory anyway by cheating in women's sports. Why not? They're counting on women sitting back and taking it. At least the women here, at least some of them, aren't in the Paralympic Games. So I thought I'd mention this guy because I didn't want to leave him out. Oh, isn't he just stunning and brave? It says here, it was only at the age of 41 that he finally started running again, winning 11 national titles in 3 years in the male T12 category. So he was pretty good in the older male category for athletes with visual impairment. He's now 47 and recognizes this is his last chance to compete at the Paralympics. And so, this is what it's about, no matter who he hurts. No matter what. And you know, this stuff is, it's all on a shaky foundation. You know, it's all after the Wii Spa debacle, 2 debacles. And I'll just say about Wii Spa, it's a hell of a goddamn note, isn't it? On the second riots, that the Proud Boys, that are fascist, that are terrorists, basically, they look sane. They are on the side of sanity against these Antifa weirdos. That's how bad our society, or how deteriorated our society is. That people and groups that are absolutely repugnant look sane compared to this woke shit. And then you have that, and of course a bunch of those Antifa guys and gals, they got themselves arrested. And then, including some dude that must have been about 7 feet tall. He was like at least a head taller than the cops. He had to have been about 7 feet tall, because cops are usually not petite. They're usually big, whether they're men or they're women. There's not a lot of petite cops. And that guy towered over him. But yeah, I sure want that man in my spaces. I'll tell you that. And then, of course, Helen Joyce's new book, which is now getting some play in the Daily Mail. They're doing kind of like a summary here. But, of course, I've already talked about her the other day, and I'm trying to get through it, but she's adopted so much of the jargon that I just can't hardly do it. No matter how on point she is, but whether she was interfered with by the editors and stuff, and she probably was, that taking that translexicon just absolutely kills it. But anyway, that's it. I thought I'd highlight one more cheater and add a couple more thoughts. And let's see what happens in this year's Olympics and Paralympics.